But beyond helping you feel better, understanding your strengths give you a courage boost. Learning how to identify your strengths is a key factor in personal development. When you acknowledge your skills, you are far more confident in your ability to succeed and more willing to go all into those big acts of courage. Today is a new day. I am Nikki G, your host. Welcome to the Lone Doctrine, a safe space to bridge the gap between your authentic self and your mental health. We are your food for thought exploration station in order to make today better than yesterday. So last week we talked about the courage it takes to live in the LGBT plus community and even as an ally, and what we can do to better our strength, better our courage, and better our wisdom. And we're going to continue in doing just that because that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much that interweaves through our everyday and every mind that we come up against these challenges of these times of feeling isolated and sad and confused, that we have to find that strength somewhere, and we have to find that courage somewhere to work through all of those different things. So today, because I'm a big fan of finding those practical tools that we can use every day, I'm going to go over some things that can apply to most things in life. So this episode, it really doesn't matter how you identify. It really matters who you are as a human, what you're going through, and fully embracing the emotional spectrum that makes life beautiful. So let's go over some tips on how to build strength and courage. I'm a big fan of exploring, so I'm going to share snippets I found all around the World Wide Web, and hopefully you can take what resonates with you and start to fill your cup. So the first thing I want to share with you is something from Justin Miller from lifehack.org. He says, "Courage is life's blood that fuels us." There's an epidemic going on right now, and it's the lack of courage. It stems from the inability to hold ourselves accountable for our actions, to avoid accepting responsibility for our decisions, playing the victim, and not honoring who we are and what we believe in. When was the last time you were courageous? When was the last time you felt butterflies in your stomach or insides moving up into your throat? When was the last time you felt scared, so nervous, or so unsure about decisions you were making? It might not always seem like it, but the decisions we make every day can influence whether or not we face anxiety, stress, danger, pain, or difficulties. Courage is the willingness to make those decisions every day and live face to face with their outcomes. It is the ability to move forward regardless of any anguish you may face. Every one of us faces fears, doubts, depressions, and anxiety, but not every one of us has the courage to move beyond them. It is only those that do that are considered courageous. Without courage, all our other virtues would be obsolete and fail to exist. Passion, humility, honorability, integrity, truth, confidence, strength, and compassion, just to name a few. It takes courage to display these on a day-to-day basis. It's hard. Sometimes it's really hard. Winston Churchill called courage the first human quality because it is the quality which guarantees all others. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to become the person you truly want to become. To be the person you really want to be will most certainly face fears, hardships, doubt, and those trying to keep you down. We often get so wrapped up in all the ways that things can go wrong that we forget about all the ways that things can go right. It takes courage to shift your mindset. It takes courage to find your way and to be true to yourself and discover your virtues. A whole lot of stuff in that. Then I found this thing from soulsalt.com. Here are 10 ways to practice being bold. Number 1, identify what scares you. Fear in all its forms, from slight doubts to debilitating anxieties, can make you feel uncomfortable, but it can also reveal a lot of useful information. In some ways, fear can be healthy. Fear triggers your nervous system and the survival instincts that keep you safe from real danger. For an exercise, try this. Make a list of every fear you have. Ooh, that sounds fun. Not. But by writing down your fears, you can identify which are healthy and which are holding you back from fully participating in your life. You can also reveal opportunities for growth, healing, and some goals that feel important yet might be scary to you. Addressing what scares you clears the clutter. Number 2, describe your fears. Research published in Psychology Today found that putting your feelings into words helps curb negative responses to fear. Voicing your fear doesn't make you weak. It makes you more brave. Have you ever had a really bad nightmare that's like legit scary, but then you wake up and you start telling somebody else it and it just sounds ridiculous? Now, some things in life are very scary, but some and most we tend to make scarier in our minds than they actually are. So when you start speaking them and when you start writing them down, it's kind of this clarity going, oh, this is kind of ridiculous and this actually isn't as bad as I thought it was. Rather than denying that fear or minimizing it, speak it openly and share the fears that are holding you back. In this way of practicing being more courageous and more bold, take the time to express your fears in detail. First by writing them down, and then by speaking them with a supportive family member or friend or coach or mentor. By describing exactly what you are afraid of, you are empowering yourself to act with courage in the face of even your worst fears. And number 3, break out of your routine. Having courage isn't easy. So if you want to make big changes, start small. It might sound silly, but science shows how small, controlled steps can develop the courage muscle that you'll need for bigger challenges. Make a tiny change to experience something unfamiliar. Change up a habitual pattern, such as brushing your teeth with the opposite hand, finding a new route to work for 3 days in a row, or ordering a totally unknown new menu item. Small changes to break out of a comfortable routine are a way to practice experiencing discomfort without taking huge risks. And number 4, do something that makes you nervous. Again, sounds like so much fun, but again, a lot of this is going to be difficult at first, but remember, we're building up that muscle. When you let fear stop you from having fun or expressing your individuality, it can add up to a life unlived. There are what I call medium-sized fears, the kind that lead to avoid standing out or being seen and connecting with people in an authentic way. Take a medium-sized risk. Find something that makes you nervous and do it anyway. Wear the funky outfit. Wear the bow tie. Wear the lipstick. Talk to someone you'd love to meet but haven't found the nerve to approach. Take a weekend trip. Take a trip solo. Who knows the opportunities that might come your way. And here's something if you feel like you need more support when doing these type of things. Sometimes it's really good to connect with a mentor, to reach out to different organizations, find that someone who can just be there to walk side by side with you as you face all these different challenges. Because mentors matter. As someone further along in the journey, your mentor knows what it takes to achieve success. They can provide insights and awareness around an area of your life that could use a fully developed courage muscle. And as you go through all of this, don't forget to acknowledge your strengths. Research found that people who understand and develop their strengths feel happier and less depressed, even at times when nothing goes right. But beyond helping you feel better, understanding your strengths give you a courage boost. Learning how to identify your strengths is a key factor in personal development. When you acknowledge your skills, you are far more confident in your ability to succeed and more willing to go all into those big acts of courage. So again, create a list. Create a list of those things that make you strong. This exercise can give you the confidence to flex your courage muscle and move past irrational fears, because most of our fears, unfortunately, are very irrational. Working on what you're already good at instead of focusing on your weaknesses will also lead you to more success and reinforces your motivation to keep moving forward. And the last one for today is celebrate every win, no matter how small. When you do something that requires courage, you deserve to celebrate. Whenever something scares you and you make a courageous choice to do it anyway, congratulate yourself. Hold regular accountability meetings with your mentor, coach, and team. Make sure to celebrate your victories. Reframe the low points as learning experiences and keep at it. When you make courage exercises a regular practice, you will have many, many, many reasons to celebrate, and you will see your life shift from fear to fierce. So even if you're afraid, put it all on the table. All of those are awesome ways just to start the journey to build up that courage muscle. Because as we go through life, we're going to need these muscles to move us through the different chapters and the different hardships and the different challenges of life. And as you do this, it really starts changing your perspective. You start telling people the better story rather than the worse. You start telling a story of positivity. You start telling a story of success. And you start telling a story of well-being, than telling a story of fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So let's keep it false. Let's keep it not real. And let's move into making today better than yesterday. And let's keep fighting the good fight.